Alright, today we're going to talk about portable fire extinguishers. Our objectives here are going to be identify the classes of fires and the appropriate extinguisher symbols for the different classes, describe the rating principle of extinguishers, describe the most common types of extinguishers, describe the physical characteristics of various extinguishing agents, identify the various types of portable extinguishers and their operating principle, describe the basic procedures for proper care and maintenance of the portable extinguisher, and demonstrate ability to use fire extinguishers. Portable fire extinguishers can provide a first defense for fires of limited size. Extinguishers must not be considered as a substitute for automatic suppression systems. To be effective, an extinguisher must be readily accessible, in working order, suitable for the hazard, large enough to control the size of the fire, and the user must know how to operate the extinguisher. As firefighters, we must be able to understand the limitation and capabilities of extinguishers, select the appropriate extinguisher for the size of the type fire, safely carry the portable extinguishers, safely approach a fire with a portable extinguisher, and operate portable extinguishers. Portable extinguishers are classified of fire they extinguish. Class A fires involve ordinary combustibles such as wood, paper, plastic, and a large variety of others. Extinguishes by use of water or a Class A dry chemical. Class B fires involve flammable and combustible liquids. Extinguishment is by use of a dry chemical agent, halogenated agents, or foams. And these fires are extinguished by blanketing and smothering or inhibiting the chain reaction of a fire. Class C fire extinguishers are involving energized electro equipment. They are extinguished with non-conductive agents such as carbon dioxide, halon, or dry chemical, and these fires are extinguished by turning off the energy to the unit or by non-conductive agent. Class D, these fires involve combustible metals such as aluminum, titanium, magnesium. The extinguishing agent are a sodium chloride material, which is used to cover the material. And then a Class K, which is also fires involve oils used in the commercial cooking applications or kitchen fire. These materials have been taken out of the Class B classification. Extinguishing agents put out fires by the following methods: smothering, eliminate the oxygen; cooling, chain breaking, and suffocation. Firefighters should never rely on privately owned extinguishers in an occupancy, as they may be improperly maintained, vandalized, or obsolete. Fire personnel should rely only on extinguishers carried on apparatus. Extinguishers must have a means of expelling the extinguishing agent. Either they'll have a manual pump, or a stored pressure, a pressure cartridge. Types of fire extinguishers: mechanically pumped water extinguishers. The non-pressurized container with a hand-operated pump, such as the Indian packs you see on the back of those guys, and they're limited to Class A fires. Hand-propelled buckets or drums of water for Class A fire. Class D agents that can be shoveled into a fire. Stored pressure water extinguishers, water stored in a tank with compressed air as the expellant, also called air pressurized water. Small Class A fires only. Extinction characteristics: 2.5 gallons, discharge roughly 30 to 40 feet, and they last anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds. Water mist stored pressure extinguishers, similar in appearance to standard stored pressure water extinguishers, for use of Class A and Class C fires. Uses deionized water and nozzle, which produces a fine mist, making them suitable to use on energized electrical equipment. Wet chemical. The stored pressure extinguisher, specifically designed to extinguish fires involving unsaturated cooking oils and deep fryers, which is the Class K. And AFFF extinguishers are foam extinguishers. These are suitable for Class A and Class B fires. Contains AFFF concentrated mixture with water. Has an air aspirating nozzle to aerate the foam solution. Expelled by compressed air or nitrogen stored in the tank. Should not be applied directly into a burning fuel, but allowed to gently rain down or bounce off an object onto the fuel. Finished foam floats on the surface, lighter than water fuels. Forms a blanket which seals the vapors to extinguish the fire and prevents reignition. These are not suitable for your Class D or Class C or Class D fires. Clean agent extinguisher. Clean agent extinguisher were designed to replace halogenated extinguishing agent Halon 1211 or Halon 1301. Halon production was stopped in 1994 due to its effect on the ozone layer. There's still limited halon production, and much of the halon is in use is recycled. Halon replacement agents: Holtron, Energon, Fe36, Fe24. These replacements may require up to 20 times as much halon to provide an equal extinguishing capacity. Extinguishing fires through a chemical process which inhibits combustion. Used for Class B and Class C fires in an area with sensitive electronic equipment. The advantage is it has a high expansion ratio, needs no propellant, and non-conductive and non-corrosive. Carbon dioxide extinguishers, found as handheld extinguishers and wheeled units. Wheeled units commonly found at airports or industrial facilities. Wheeled units has a hose and a nozzle attached to the gas cylinder. Effective for Class B and C fires. Has limited reach and can be dispersed by the wind. Stores a liquefied gas under its own pressure and displaces available oxygen and smothers the fire. So you don't want to use these in a confined space. A dry chemical suitable for use with ABC fires. Should not be confused with dry powder extinguisher, which are used for Class D fires. Some of these may be rated for Class B and C fires and not A's. You have to just look at the label. Commonly used dry chemicals: sodium bicarbonate, potassium chloride. Usually mixed with the additives for moisture resistance and to prevent caking. Some of these are not compatible with foam. They're non-toxic and safe to use. can reduce visibility and create respiratory problems. On Class A fires, the discharge can be directed at whatever is burning to cover it. Number 4, handheld units. Stored pressure. A constant pressure of about 200 psi is maintained in the agent storage tank. Cartridge operated. A separate gas pressure cartridge is attached to the agent tank. The agent tank is pressurized when a plunger is pushed, releasing the gas into the tank. Wheeled units. These extinguishing agents is in one tank with a separate gas cylinder. Before use, the hose must be completely stretched out. Once the gas cylinder is opened, the nozzle should not be opened for a few seconds until the agent tank is fully pressurized. Metal fire agents and extinguishers. No single agent will control or extinguish fires in all combustible metals. Portable extinguishers for Class D fires may be handheld or wheeled units. Some powder agents must be applied with a scoop or shovel. When the extinguishing agent is applied, it must completely cover the burning material. For a small amount of burning metal, first cover the fire with powder, then spread a 1 to 2 inch layer of powder nearby. Shovel the burning material onto this layer and apply more powder if needed. Obsolete extinguishers. All obsolete extinguishers should be removed from service and replaced with approved extinguishers. American manufacturers stopped making inverted type extinguishers in 1969. Of course, the one in the picture here, you would have to turn it upside down to create the chemical reaction, and then the extinguishing agent would shoot out the nozzle. They're good collector's items though, and they make awesome lamps. Just a little information there. Inverted type has a soda water base with an acid used as a propellant, also known as a soda ash extinguisher. If the shell of the extinguisher is weakened by the soda water base, the shell could explode when the acid was introduced. Could not be turned off once it has been activated. Vaporizing liquid extinguishers became obsolete in the 1960s. Typically, it was a 1-quart pump gun. Carbon tetrachloride was a common agent used. Liquid carbon tetrachloride in contact with heat becomes phosphane gas. Extinguishing rating system. A Class A and Class B extinguishers will have a numerical rating to designate the size fire the extinguisher shall be able to extinguish when used by untrained personnel. Class A extinguisher rated from 1A to a 40A. 1A requires 1¼ gallons of water. A 2A will extinguish twice as much as a 1A. Class B extinguishers rated from 1B to 640B, based on an area of fire involvement in 2-inch layer of involving a 2-inch layer of in heptane that a non-expert operator can extinguish. Every 1B rating corresponds to 1 square foot of flammable liquid. Class C extinguishers. No tests are conducted for the capacity rating. Extinguishing agent is tested for electrical conductivity. Class D extinguishers. No tests are conducted for capacity ratings. Tests are conducted for specific metals for 4. Reactions between the metal and agent, toxicity of the agent, toxicity of any fumes produced, and time to allow the fire to self-extinguish versus time to extinguish the fire. For a Class K rating, extinguishing agents must be able to extinguish a fire involving cooking oils with a surface area of 2.25 square feet for a Class K rating. Extinguishers may have multiple markings if suitable for more than one type of fire. Most common are classes A, B, and C, Class A, B, and Class B and C. Ratings for each class does not affect each other. Extinguishers must be marked for the class of fire they are rated. One system uses colored shapes with a class letter in the shape. NFPA 10 recommends pictographs indicating the fire class and the type of fires on which the extinguisher should be used. Extinguisher selection and use. Extinguisher selection depends on characteristics of the fuel present, potential severity of any fire, extinguisher location, effectiveness of the extinguisher, personnel available to use the extinguisher, and health and safety concerns such as exposed to heat and smoke. Use of extinguishers. Safety. Check extinguisher before approaching. Approach from upwind and out of the smoke. Do not enter burn area, and do not turn back on the fire. Do not turn your back to the fire. A quick check should be conducted before using a portable extinguisher to ensure it is in working order. Want to make sure there's no damage to the outside of it. The hose is there. The hose and nozzle is in place. The weight feels like it contains agent, and the pressure gauge is in the operational range. To use the extinguisher, we use the pass method, which is pull the pin, aim the nozzle at the base of the fire, squeeze the handle to release the agent, and sweep the nozzle back and forth at the base of the fire to cover over the burning material. Apply the agent from a distance that reaches the fire but does not scatter the burning material. If the agent cannot reach the fuel, it is wasted. The wind can limit the reach of the agent as well. After the fire is knocked down, move in closer for final extinguishment. If the fire cannot be fully extinguished with the extinguisher, withdraw and determine another course of action. The fire has been reduced to a smoldering stage. It can be overhauled with a tool for extinguishment. Extinguisher inspections. Fire codes requires that extinguishers be inspected monthly by the management of the property. Extinguishers must be in their designated locations and operational, and servicing of extinguishers is the responsibility of the property owner. Some inspection points here. Extinguishers must be conspicuously located, must be readily accessible and not obstructed, must be visible or the location marked conspicuously. The hose and nozzle should be checked for obstructions and physical damage. The extinguisher should be inspected for corrosion and mechanical damage. Determine if the extinguisher is full and if the pressure gauge reading is in operational range. Check the lock pin and tamper seal to determine if it has been used or tampered with. Make sure the operating instructions are legible. Check the inspection tag for the dates of the previous inspection, maintenance, and recharging. Damaged extinguishers can fail at any time and cause property damage and injuries. Leaking, corroded, and damaged extinguishers should be removed from service and repaired by qualified individuals. And damaged extinguishers may also fail when needed in an emergency. Extinguisher handling and storage. Never drop or throw an extinguisher. Backdraft, it doesn't work. Depending on the size, carry an extinguisher diagonally with one hand on the handle and the other one on the bottom. Do not remove the safety pin until you are ready to use it. Store extinguisher securely. Lay empty extinguishers on their sides to indicate that they are out of service. Shake dry chemical extinguishers monthly to loosen the agent and prevent settling. Maintenance. Extinguishers should be thoroughly inspected and disassembled annually. Pressurized extinguishers may undergo hydrostatic testing every 5 years. Every 6 years, dry chemical extinguishers must be emptied and refilled. Each fire extinguisher that has undergone maintenance that includes internal examination or that has been recharged shall have a verification of a service collar located around the neck of the extinguisher. The collar is in a single circular piece of uninterrupted material that does not permit the collar to move over the neck of the container unless the valve is completely removed. Portable fire extinguisher summary. Fire extinguishers can provide a rapid attack against small fires faster than establishing a hose line. Firefighters shall rely only on these extinguishers carried on the apparatus and not depend on those in any occupancy. Firefighters must understand the limitations and capabilities of extinguishers.